Hi everybody, I'm Brooke Sanders and I'm your secret garden girl, and boy do I have a terrific treat for you today. We're at Mary's garden. You ready to check it out? Alrighty, here we go. Say hi to Mary, everybody.
Hi Brooke.
Hi Mary.
I'm so glad to be here with you.
I'm glad you're here that you invited me here. You have a cute little garden. I want to show everybody this. Tell us the story of this beautiful fountain.
When I was camping up in Sholo, I went to a yard sale and this was for sale. It was a fountain and we used it for a fountain for a year, but we got more bugs than I wanted. So I planted a rose garden and some vinca, which you can see, really love it here.
Yes, what a great find is that in Sholo. So you were camping, and how did you move this? I mean, it's humongous.
Well, it was probably the scariest thing I've ever assembled with my husband. We do a lot of renovations, and it was 3 parts, and each piece was 400 pounds.
Woo.
And so the bottom one kind of landed with a little bit of a thud. So my husband built a 20-foot, it's got a name, but it's a triangle thing. Tripod, like a giant tripod. And I was the ballast on the other end, and he pulled each section up and assembled it, and then concreted it in. It's still, we're going to have to do some patch-up work because it's concrete, and that won't hold up to water very well. And then in the fall, I'm going to plant some low plants here so that it doesn't need much soil. And maybe something here, but it's very shallow, so it's a little bit of a challenge.
Yes, that's a
But
beautiful
I love it.
piece. It's a wonderful piece. Well, thank you for sharing that with us. Well, why don't you show us the rest of your garden? We'll just follow right behind you.
Wonderful. Well, over here we have our secret tomatoes
How appropriate.
for the secret gardener.
Right.
And I'm going to show you that in a minute, but I put this up and I purposely put some holes in, and the wind created some more for me. But as the temperatures got over 100 and 105, I knew that behind here is a Topsy Turvy that I planted with my grandkids.
So a Topsy Turvy tomato plant?
Yes.
Oh.
You put in about 6 or 8 plants, and the best ones live. And everybody told me, oh no, you're never going to get that to grow. We'll show you.
Okay, let's take a look.
Now, it's very easy when I want it to get more sun. Right now we are drip irrigating, which is the only way to go, in my opinion, in Tucson. So I don't have to come out here and do much, but look at this.
Yes, quite amazing. And now that it's cooling off, you're going to start to get flowers, and this little baby will start producing. That's pretty impressive.
This was my biggest
Look at
producer.
that. Look at that. Isn't that something, folks?
So it was.
I've never grown tomatoes like this. I've always wondered.
They're supposed to fall over, but at the time I was fighting pack rats.
Oh,
So
yes.
I took cotton and made cotton strips and have continued to help it to grow.
Right. Very smart. And then you have this beautiful raised bed. And folks, these raised beds were made by who?
It's a couple in Tucson. I know Lourdes, and we've been in communication. I have 2 that they made, and I love supporting small businesses.
Yes.
And especially husband and wife teams. What could be better than that?
Right. So what I'll do, folks, is in the links below, I'll post all their information. So if you're in our area, southern Arizona, the hot region, then you can get in contact with these folks, because look at these gorgeous raised beds. Are they fantastic?
I have 4 tomato plants. They are indeterminate, which means that they will give their fruit all during the year, if they go over the winter. And when I got these, I got from a backyard grower. I didn't know what kind they were. They said that they were cherry tomatoes, which they were, which was good. But I didn't know that there was determinate and indeterminate.
Right.
This is my first garden.
Oh.
So
first garden in the desert, or your first garden ever? Oh, my dear, you have a green thumb.
Well, I figured it didn't matter if they didn't grow. I was having fun. It was COVID. What are you going to do? Grow.
Yeah, that's what everybody's been doing. I started a YouTube channel.
And these are my pepper plants.
They're
And
doing very lovely. Wow.
I have a tip for your readers, watchers. I just stuck the handwritten tab in the ground from the grower. Again, another backyard grower. Don't do that. Don't do that. Paint it on a rock.
Oh, that's a clever idea.
Because they won't come off. Use a Sharpie and paint it on a rock. And so as they grew and produced fruit, I have a jalapeno, a banana pepper, and an Anaheim pepper.
Oh.
And I'll tell you what, you need an Anaheim pepper on your grill.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. I saw that you have your little barbecue out here.
Yes, and we have a big barbecue that we use.
Do you?
So, and I do want to point this out. This is our Mexican Petunia.
Boy, is that a beautiful flower.
And the hummingbirds love it.
I bet they do. Look at that beautiful flower, folks.
And they come back every year.
It's like my favorite color.
My granddaughters too.
Yeah. This was the colors of my nonprofit. That pretty purple.
Oh, that's wonderful. And so what we did when we saw that it's getting hot, we put up we had the sail shade.
Yeah.
And it worked really well. This has been fabulous to go around our garden. And it's just a swing frame.
Oh, so, very smart idea.
Well, I'm all about repurposing.
Me
and
too.
And I said, huh. So we put it in, and my husband climbed up on the wall and secured it, and thank heavens I'm afraid of heights. So, and what you see here is this is Diatomaceous Earth. I was having an uncomfortable number of ants. And so I periodically spread it.
And tell them what this is again.
Diatomaceous Earth.
Right. And what does it do?
It helps to keep ants and other insects out. It is non-poisonous. I have a little dog like Rose, and so I'm very conscious of not doing anything to harm her, my grandkids, but always the earth. So.
Yes, the earth, and then of course, you know, what goes, I talk about this all the time, everybody knows, but organic is best because what goes into the earth goes into our food, then goes into our bodies. So it's really important that we practice that way. Well, let's go around the other side.
Sure. I love roses. And
Kathy does too.
This is a trellis in progress, but I wanted to get some flowers here.
Yeah.
And that's a glory rose. I've got the information in the house on what this is. The blooms are always smaller.
I noticed that.
During the heat. But I figure, hey, if they're blooming, they're probably doing better than I am.
Betcha. This, ladies and gentlemen, this lovely lady has a natural green thumb, wouldn't you say? Look at all of this. For a first-time gardener, I'm just simply amazed. In the heat of the desert.
And this is my COVID hair tomato plant. I love, these are 4 tomato plants. I've got one coming over from my Topsy Turvy. I just think tomatoes really like to be around each other.
Yes.
And so when it gets cooler, I'll take this off and I may be on a stepladder to get my tomatoes.
Yes, yes. You guys all know then Kathy's videos, hers are 6 or 8 feet tall.
Right.
Yeah. And they're starting to produce again, so.
Yes, I'm getting, I got a tomato last week, and the birds got one.
Oh.
So 1 for 1, that was fair. And we do want to say that this is a trumpet vine. And for all of you garden experts, I only use common names because I'm lucky if I remember that. This vine, I got here locally at Carvano's, and it was 5 months ago, and it has just really filled in. I put because in the early summer it was getting a ton of morning sunlight, so I put a fabric shower curtain behind it.
Oh,
and
I see.
It's secured with a couple of bricks on the wall.
How smart. So let's see if you guys can see that back there. Hopefully. That's a clever idea, huh? Again, I use what I have. And this area is going to have another planter
this, you'll notice there's a little bit difference in height.
Yeah.
The information that you'll have for the planters, he'll make them for dimensions and height that you want.
Oh, nice. So they're custom made.
They can be. I bought this one that he'd already made, and when I got to pick this one up, it didn't have the legs, so he put the legs on for me, and then we added a little more height.
Well, this is just a lovely garden.
Okay, and then the last thing we want to say, let's come over here real quickly, show you my blank spot. This is going to have another planter. I have lemongrass and moringa trees.
So tell us, you were having some trouble with some critters back there.
Yes, I had pack rats, and so I had the yucca plants removed. They were dying from the pack rats. And so I have been using solar lights to keep them out.
That's a smart idea. So these like solar lights here, solar lights there.
And actually all around. And then I have a dawn to dusk that gives really the kind of illumination that I have to count on in case I have a weak summer.
And you've been spraying pine sol to keep them away, and they don't like that.
Right, and what I use is a 2-gallon sprayer, and it's 50-50. Don't use straight pine sol.
Oh, okay, good to note.
So, Diatomaceous Earth, pine sol if you need it, and enjoy gardening here in the desert.
Oh, well, Mary, I'm just really pleased that you had us here today. It's a lovely little garden. I think that people are going to learn a lot from all of your little lessons here. And what a great experience this has been for me.